Hello, how are you? My name's Samantha, and this is the Khaos Kismet podcast. This is my place on the internet where I talk about all the crafty things that I've been up to since my last podcast, which in this case has been 2 weeks. I've put up a couple of videos in between. I've done a couple of Stitcher Libraries, because Stitcher Library's back. And yeah, I missed last week because it was a billion degrees outside and life did some life things. So I didn't really get any crafting done. I have got a little bit this week though. I've got a couple of finished things to show you. Got a couple of whips. And then we are back spinning the wheel because I can't make a decision on my own apparently. So we're going to spin the wheel for a cross stitch pattern. No, cross stitch pattern? Cross stitch whips. Which are technically cross stitch patterns. Why am I correcting myself? This is the second time that I've recorded this. Apparently my ADHD is having a bit of a thing today, and I I was either waffling at high speed or I was staring into space for 5 minutes. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm going to try and keep focused and keep on track this time. Right. What's happened? What do we have? Down in the description box is where you will find me everywhere. My website is down there. Currently all that is on it is crochet, knitting and cross stitch and embroidery. However, in the very near future there will also be blog posts on there, there will be patterns on there, free and paid patterns, and there will be project bags and notions on there. And maybe some mini quilts if I can get some done. That'd be nice. I'm quite into this whole mini quilt idea at the minute. Haven't actually made one for ages, but I really want to make a mini quilt. I don't know, I must have like seen something somewhere that's making me go, oh, I want to do that again. Anyway, website is down below, along with my Substack is down there as well, where I have a free monthly newsletter that went out yesterday. But obviously you can go back and look at that. And yesterday was only the second one. Yesterday was the first proper newsletter. The one before that was my like introductory newsletter. What else? Best place to get hold of me if you want to get hold of me is either leave comments down below or Instagram or email. All of which are down below. Okay, lovely. Let's get started. Finishes. I have got three finishes. One of which was, to be fair, almost finished last time you seen it. I'm pretty sure it was anyway. Technically I have 4 finishes, but one of them is a Stitcher Library finish, so that's in that video. But I will show you my socks. I can't find my sock blocker. I don't know what I've done with it. It's not in the place that it should be. So we've got like, I mean, the nice socks, even without a sock blocker. You can see the line. That's where I've been doing magic loop. I've not blocked these. I've not even had them on yet. I've not sewn in the ends or anything. But these are my Daedalus socks. Let me show you. Let me show you my Daedalus socks. I'm very well prepared, obviously. Right, Daedalus socks. These are them. They are by Kelly Menzies of Roro and Kids, and they are for her Cal. She's doing a Cal where every 2 months she puts one of her patterns to half price, and then we spend 2 months knitting her patterns. There are some people who knit many pairs of these because it's such a lovely pattern. I only had time to knit 1 pair, and as you can see they are shorties. I do have 2 of them though. I think last time you saw them I'd done one and I'd started the second one, I think. But look, I have 2 now. I need to sew in the ends, but I have 2. The yarn I used, the pink, is Yarn Smith's Merino Sock, and the tonal brown is, it's either Yarnworks or a Knit Pro, I can't remember, and I have no tag for it, but it's like a tonal brown colour. And the rest of the ball from the brown is now being used in the next pair of socks, which I will show you shortly. But lovely pattern. I think I went on about these a bit last time. excellent first mosaic crochet pattern. You just do your normal size for them and they fit lovely. Although I have like little sausage feet recently because the weather has been so hot, and it doesn't matter how much water I drink, I'm still just not good with the heat at all. Anyway, my second finish. I don't know where I was with this last time, but it is now finished and washed and blocked. Ends are sewn in and everything. So this is the virus shell, and the yarn I've used for this was I had started making a blanket, started making squares for it. I showed them before, the little star squares, and I decided I didn't want to make the blanket anymore. So this is the yarn that I hadn't used. I decided to turn it into a virus shell. This will be in next week's shop update. The yarn is 100% acrylic, which means it's nice and warm, but it's very lightweight as well. And it's a lovely pattern. Nice, springy, bright colours. Also, apologies for this. I've been trying to sort out my my fabric stash. So I'm just like pulling anything that I can use for garment making, because I have my overlocker back. My ex brought my overlocker back and he lost the pedal for it somehow. But I've got a new one, so now I have my overlocker, I can start looking at some garment making. So I've just pulled a bunch of fabric. This is hard. Right, a bunch of fabric there for some garment making. Anyway, back to what I'm actually doing. I did a diamond painting. It's my last whip, my last finish. I did a diamond painting. I had zero brain, and diamond painting is very good for zero brain, especially if it's a small one like this, because you don't need to, you can just like colour complete. So the drills come in little packets, and you just like do the one packet and just do the one colour all the way down. It's great. You don't have to put much thought into it at all, and it's nice and just therapeutic because you're just like, and it's I need to see if I can find a little frame for him and then get him up on the wall. I've not sealed it yet. It's very shiny. Ooh. Not sealed it yet because my diamond painting sealant is in the safe place. I will come across it at some point, probably when I'm looking for something else. But yeah, that's just a little kit. I got it off like Temu or AliExpress or something like that. I don't know, I've had it for ages. I've got an absolute, you can't see them, I've got drawers there with boxes, like fabric boxes like that, and I've got one of them that's just like full of diamond painting. So yeah, I need to actually work through them a little bit, I think. Especially because they are just like nice, chill, easy things to do. I don't need to think about it, which is what I'm going to need coming up because the kids are going to be on holiday for 6 weeks. Right, that's all my finishes. Whips. Got a couple of whips. Let's start with my sock. Let's show you this sock. So this one is called Most Ardently. I'll show you the sock on here first. This is the next one in the cal that Kelly's running. So if you go across there now, I think there's a code. Go and watch Kelly's podcast. Oh, it should be linked down below. Go and watch Kelly's podcast, and I can't remember. I think there is a code for it to get it for half price. But even if you want to pay full price for it, they're very, very reasonably priced. They're really good patterns. All I've done so far is this, a toe and like one repeat. You can see that. There we go. So that's the same yarn. It just looks like one colour there. It's not. Look, you can see it when I hold it up. It's total. So what I'm going to do is this for the sock. I'm making shorties again. I'm going to do this for the sock and then do the cuff in pink, because I've still got I've got either some of the Drops Fable left from when I made my Athenaeum tea, or I have some of the merino left, but I don't know how much. I might check and see if I should have enough of the merino that I use for my Daedalus socks, the pink. So I might just use that. This is my little sock bag. So yeah, that's my pathetic start on the socks. There are people who are like almost finished theirs already, and I've done a toe. But again, excellent pattern. As an introduction to lace knitting, so I'll show you them again. See how they're lacy? She's done some shorter ones as well. But as an introduction to lace knitting, these are excellent. The pattern is like a 4-row repeat, and 2 of the rows are the same. There's nothing complicated in them at all. So if you've wanted to try and have a pair of nice lace socks and you've never been able to get to grips with them, I recommend this pattern. Right. What else do we have? Right. So a lot of my projects are kind of linked at the minute because I'm trying to use up the yarn instead of ending up with lots of scraps again. So the virus shawl that I did, where I had used up the rest of the yarn, I was still left with all the squares. And I've just decided to turn them into a scarf. So I had 2 white squares, and then I had, I think, like 10 of the stars. Ooh. And I don't know if you can see them. They're like, that's upside down. Bubble stitch stars. Can you see that? I don't know. I mean, doing these on a variegated was a bit of a choice anyway. Can you see them on the white a little better? And then I've just crocheted all the squares together across there, and then I'm just going to go around it in the pale green. And I might do a couple of those and then end up with the scarf, and this will be going in the shop update as well because it's very pretty. Again, same yarn, 100% acrylic. I think it was from Knitcraft, which is Hobbycraft's own brand of yarn, and the pale green that I'm edging it in is, I'm sure it's a Stylecraft. So it's nice, soft, nice and soft, and nice and easy to work with, which is what I need right now. And it's turning out quite nicely, so I'm quite happy with it. And it means I can take something that I'd started making, that I've already put the work into, and just amend it and get a nice finished object out of it, rather than frogging everything, because there's nothing inherently wrong with the squares. They just, I had decided I didn't want to make blanket anymore. So yeah. What else do we have? Stitching. The only stitching I've done has been working on this. Where this little blob here is, that's going to be the edge. It's the edge of the pattern. That's how wide it's going to be. So I'm currently doing 200 stitches a day on this. I'm almost finished with this colour. I've got about 1500 stitches left to do with this colour. Part 3 has come out. In case you haven't been here before, this is a stitch along run by Heaven and Earth Designs. You buy one pattern. The cut off for it was in December. So you buy one pattern, and then if by the end of the year you have done 6 pages of that pattern, you'll get all the patterns for free. So there was like 12 patterns you could choose from. There were a couple of bonus patterns as well that we got, because it was like, if X amount of people sign up for it, you get this, and then this. And there was like I think 4 patterns that we could have gotten, we got 2 of them. Or 3 patterns and we got 2. I don't know, we got 2 of them anyway. So I want to just get my 6 pages done on this and then I'll put it away. So part 1 we got at the beginning of the year, which was page 1, 2, 3. On that particular pattern, the partial page is like tiny, it's just a few stitches. So, because that's more of a long pattern than a wide pattern. All the patterns are roughly about the same. It's like 80 something thousand stitches for all the patterns, which for a head is quite small, but you know, it's bigger than some of the ones that I've got. Yeah, so I'm trying to just get my 6 pages done rather than completing the whole thing. And so because I only want to get the 6 pages done, I've put it in my Stitch Pal app, and as long as I'm doing, I think I'm on like 182 stitches a day, and if I do that I'll get it completed. So I'm trying to do 200 stitches a day, and if I've got time and if I'm like getting into it, I'll do a bit more than that just to get it done faster. But it's coming along quite nicely. One of these days I'm going to sit and get just a whole load of it bashed out. However, the main thing that I have been working on is what is preventing that at the moment. And it's also what's preventing me from working on pretty much anything else. It's the blanket. So, we may or may not have seen this before. Oh, this is the blanket that I designed for my son, for my 10-year-old. His birthday was in December, and it was meant to be like for his birthday in December, and it's still not finished. I severely underestimated how long this would take. It is not a small blanket. It's not a massive blanket, but it's not small, and the colour changes are intense. So, sorry Lilith, run over the dog. So this is what we have so far. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right, into there. It's hard work, honestly. This is the back of it. Ooh. So I've chosen to carry the yarn because the colour changes are rather intense. It only has 4 colours in it, but the frequency of the changing of these colours means it's impossible to bobinate it. So this is from, there's a game called Geometry Dash. So I'm just putting it back in the basket. There's a game called Geometry Dash that he's really, really into. And it's a game where you're a little character and you have to move the character through. It's just like a little maze, and it's like a high-speed, flashy thing, and he loves it. So the different levels are called demon levels, and that is from a particular section of maps called Slaughterhouse, I think. And that's what I wanted to have in a blanket. So I am determined I'm going to get that blanket finished by the end of this month. I've worked it out, if I do like 4.5 rows a day, it'll be finished by the end of the month. I'm hoping that because the chunk at the end is just going to be plain, it's like the dark blue background, it's going to be plain dark blue background. I'm hoping that I'll be able to just like knock that out a bit faster as well. But oh, it's hard work, especially in this weather. I don't know why I picked the middle of summer to be like, I'm going to get the big blanket finished. But I feel so bad. He's not said anything about it, bless him. He's just like, yeah, I know it's going to take a long time. And I know it takes a lot of brain work. Because it's a lot of, because of the colour changes, it's a lot of concentration. You can't like just casually do that while watching telly. And because it's so big now, I need to get myself set up to do it, because it's big and it's got all these balls of yarn attached to it. I have to get myself set up properly to be able to work on it, which is fine. And I think it's looking really, really good, but it's a lot of effort, and so that has taken up quite a lot of my time. I think I've got a marker on it actually. Ooh. Yeah, that's how much I've done from the marker here since last time you seen it. I'm going to move the marker now actually. Since last time you've seen it, that's how much I've done. So I've only really started working on it again in this last week or so. Pretty much in this last week. It was like the last day or two of June, I decided that I was going to do July. I was going to make it like, was it April? Might have been April. I had decided that I was going to get it finished during that month, but then life just got in the way and it didn't get done. I think that's all the things I've got to show you. Oh, I've got a new book. I was going to show you my new book. Sewn Animal Heads. It's, I'll see if there's a picture of all of them, because these are lovely. There is not a picture of all of them, but there's the rhino and the moose. There's a deer and an elephant. A bull and a unicorn. I'm going to make this one. I'm going to make this one for myself. Fox. Chicken and an alligator. Alfie would like the chicken. The bear and the cat. Kellen wants the bear. And there's a rabbit. So, yeah, this is... Does that have to skip the page at the start? There's a rabbit and a horse. Yeah, it was just one page I skipped. So, I'm going to have a go at these. They're like... the patterns are all in the back, and you just have to print them off. I need to get my printer working. I can't find the lead for it anywhere. So that's been another mission this week, of trying to find the printer lead. I think that's all my crafty things that I've got to show. Oh wait, no, we're spinning. That's all the things I've got to show you, but we are going to spin the wheel. Now, what I've done, because I am completely incapable of picking what I want to stitch on, if any of you has watched my floss tube before, you'll know that I was doing a thing where I was spinning a wheel and stitching something every day. And that worked really, really well for me for ages, and I enjoyed doing that. But it got to a point when it was getting a little bit too much, and I wasn't getting a lot of stitching on things. So while I like the idea of that, I'm going to try and do it, because I'm really going to try and podcast every week again. But I'm going to try and spin the wheel and then work on that thing for a week. But I'm going to set myself an actual limit where I have to work on it for at least 30 minutes a day. Because I did this before as well, and what was happening was I wasn't stitching on it because I didn't have to stitch on it. And then I was getting annoyed with myself for not stitching on it. I know it makes no sense, but I'm going to spin the wheel, work on the thing. I'm really sorry if you can hear that. I don't know what they're doing outside, but somebody's making a racket with some kind of machine. Hopefully they will stop in a second. Right, I've put all of my current whips on here, and I'm going to spin the wheel, and then whatever it lands on, I'm going to work on that for 30 minutes a day until next week when I podcast. On top of, like, my 200 stitches on my head doesn't take me very long. So that's another reason why I've reduced the amount of stitches that I'm doing on my head, to get it done, just the 6 pages done by December. Because originally I had planned on doing the whole thing by December. but that would make it like 400 and something stitches a day, which obviously takes a lot longer. Right, I'm really sorry, that's so loud. So let me spin the wheel. Ooh, that's loud. That's very loud. My Scottish sampler. Right, let me see if I can find a picture of this. I know that I have barely started it, so I'll need to see if I can find a picture of it on Etsy for you, because I've done hardly anything on this at all. Ooh. There we go. So it is this. It says on there, I have power to defend myself and others. And this looks like it's still available on Etsy. And yeah, it's a nice pattern. I've got it in Pattern Keeper, so it's Pattern Keeper compatible. I'm doing it on a purple fabric. Can't remember what kind. It's a purple coloured linen. I think it's like a 36 count purple linen. But I know that I've done hardly any. I've just done a little bit of the border and that's it. So that is going to be getting 30 minutes a day. That's quite good actually, because I have hardly worked on it. So it would be good to actually, thank God that stopped. It would be good to actually get some work done on it. Right, I'm pretty sure that's everything. A little bit of life stuff, apart from the fact that obviously it's been a billion degrees and I do not deal well with that. I've been ill again. I think I was really, really ill for a few days, and then I think I've podcasted since then. And then in the last couple of weeks I had a bit of a relapse, and not as bad as the first time, but it's just making me so tired and so brainless. It's ridiculous. But on top of that, we've had, Alfie had decided, so since Alfie has started school, he's my 10-year-old, my youngest. Since he started at school, he sort of goes in waves where he's fine and then gets stressed and stressed and stressed and stressed, and then it peaks, and then he has a little bit of a meltdown, takes it out on me, obviously, because I'm his mum, and says all sorts of horrible things. He's just grumpy, he's horrible to deal with, he cries a lot, and then once he's got that out of his system for a day or two, it's like it goes up and then it just drops, and then it starts to build up again. And it's not because anything in particular has happened. He likes his school, he has friends there, he doesn't have any issues with the schoolwork, he doesn't have any issues with the people at the school, the teachers, anything. This happened at his old school as well. It's literally just, I think he's got ADHD, but the waiting lists to actually get him tested are like a million years long. I think we're on about 4 years at the minute. So he hasn't officially been tested, but he shows a lot of the signs. And one of the things that he really doesn't like is having lots of people around him and a lot of noise. He's just never been interested in having lots of noise around him. He finds it very, very stressful. So he had a little bit of a meltdown. We came home, we had a couple of days at home, and he decided that he wanted to homeschool. So we had a look at all the things and we went in for a meeting at the school and stuff, and so right, you've got 2 weeks left at school, so how about you go back for the 2 weeks and see how you feel at the end of it. So he's been back for a week. We've done a couple of things. We've got him the little loops for his ears. He's been moved to a seat in class a little bit away from everybody else. He already had things like a quiet place that he could go and sit if he needs to. He has use of like the headmaster's office when he needs it. She's lovely. She's been like so helpful. Just, you know, lots of little things like that. He's been able to take a teddy in so that he can like get comfort from that if he needs to. And so far it seems to be working. Like, I would have no issue homeschooling him. but it's a lot of work, and he would miss out on the social aspect of school. So, and especially because we don't particularly know people here. School is like the way that he gets to socialise right now. So while I wasn't like pushing him and saying you better go to school, I have said to him homeschooling's not off the table, but we want to explore all the options and make sure that you are certain about this, because he's going into year 6 as well, and year 6 is like the final year of primary school, and that's where they do a lot of work for the transitioning into high school, and I don't really want him to miss out on stuff like that. So yeah, that's been a bit of a thing. We had a few days of homeschooling so that they could see what that's like, and the rest of the time he's been back at school, and so far he does seem to be enjoying it again, and hopefully that will keep up a little bit, because part of the problem as well is he's very clever, and because he's very clever he gets very frustrated when other people don't pick things up as much as quickly as he does. And then, yeah, he understands that people learn at different rates, and he's not like mean to anybody or anything like that. He just gets frustrated himself because he's finished his work and the other kids are still trying to grasp the concept. It's not like that with everything. It's particularly with things like maths and creative writing and reading. Yeah, it's a hard life, but you know, I've got a really itchy nose. I don't know. Hi, we have a Lilith. Do you want to come up? Do you want to come say hi to the people? Come on, Lilith. Yeah. No, we don't want to say hi. Yeah. No, she doesn't want to say hi. She just wants to sit here and yeah. Come on, up. There we go. Oh. Yeah, she's not been on for ages. Look, Lilith. Look at the people. Oh. She's not been dealing well with the heat at all. I mean, thankfully we have wooden floors throughout the ground floor of the house, so that's a little bit cooler for her. But yeah, we've been having early morning walks because look at her, she looks so depressed. I swear she's a happy dog. We've been having to have early morning walks because it's too hot for her to go out after, even after about 10 o'clock. It's just too hot for her. You're just going to sit with your back to everybody. You're going to get down? No, we're staying here. Okay. Oh, you my baby. Other than that, I think I don't think we've been up to much. It's just been lots and lots of little things, me trying to work, and yeah, Alfie's been hard work. Lilith is always hard work because she's a needy little toad. Right, and you go. There you go. Good girl. So yeah, I think that's everything. My plans for the week are working on blankets some more. We are working on, what else are we working on? Fabric. We're going to try and sort out some kind of garment making situation. I need to get my printer lead. I need to find my printer lead. It's in a safe place and I need to find it because I need to be able to print out patterns. What else? Working on my Scottish sampler. 30 minutes of that a day. I want to work on Kelly's socks. They're not Kelly's socks, they're my socks. You know what I mean. And I need to try and get some more stuff up on the website. I have patterns there that are already written out that have been like tested and stuff that I just need to reformat and then turn them into PDFs and then put them on the website. I need to do that. I need to get some sewing done, mostly. I've got a lot of things to do this week. I've kind of started doing a month-long vlog, but we'll see how that goes. See how it goes by the end of it. Because what is generally happening is I'm thinking, I want to record things for this vlog, but at the same time, I don't want to record too much because I don't want it to be like 6 hours long. So I don't want to be recording every day, but I don't know. I also don't want to record everything at the beginning of the month and then have nothing for the end of the month. So it's a bit of a thing. It might end up getting uploaded, it might not. We'll see how I feel by the end of the month. Right, I'm going to go and I'll be back hopefully next week because I'm feeling a lot more motivated this week to actually get stuff done. So that's good. Right, I'm going to go. I'll be back next week, hopefully. There might be another Stitcher Library in between then as well. We shall see. Bye.